Hi guys, Arthur here from Homeowner DIY. Today will be part one of the slab prep portion of this job. So for part one, I will do under slab water pipe. We will backfill, tamp everything down. We'll follow up with gravel, level that, tamp that down as well. So guys, really quickly, the gravel is on the homeowner. In this case, he has it, so he wants to use it, but it's not necessary. But for material and tools, I'll do it throughout the video as we get to each phase of the job. But with that in mind, first thing we'll do is material and tools for plumbing, and then we'll get started. Alright guys, this is our material and our tools list. So I've got a 1/2 inch roll of PEX. It's 100 feet. It's in a coil. I've got conduit 90s. I've got 2 3/4 ball valves. I got 1 3/4 stop and drain. I have a couple lengths of 3/4 PEX. I got 1/2 inch PEX. Guys, that is my PEX tray with fittings, rings, and everything else I could need. And then for tools, I've got 3/4 crimpers, 1/2 inch crimpers, and then PEX cutters. Guys, this is what I need to do this job, so let's get started. Alright guys, so we have the in-floor. So this is for our vanity. We got our vanity, we got our toilet. So you see the toilet there, and then our shower is over there. So guys, I'm going to run everything back to the wall. So guys, the key thing here is you need a barrier between your PEX, Poly B, Wurzbo, Apex, BPEX. It can't touch concrete. That is now code because the concrete will deteriorate the pipe faster than just regular wear and tear. But with that in mind, with this done, what I'm going to do is that is going to be a reference point for our slab. So I have a 4-foot level here. It is level right now. You can see that it's level right now. And then I've made a mark right there. And I'm going to now take a pencil. I'm going to take the 4-foot level, make a bigger or a longer mark. And then I'm going to snap a line all the way across. And that'll make one nice long straight level line along the concrete. All right, now that I have a mark right there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a 4-foot level. We're gonna make the mark a little bit longer.
I found this to level the
Okay, can you go into the corner? Okay, so you gotta go down. Go down. Alright guys, and then what I'll do is I'll continue the line the rest of the way and then go all the way around the inside, and then that'll be our reference point for our finished elevation. Alright guys, so our in-floor is now done. We got a toilet line there. Here we still have to backfill it. Guys, the top line is going to be the top of the slab. So the conduit 90s right here, they need to be just above it. This one here, what I'll do is I'll break it later at the floor level, and then we'll put a scutcheon over it, and then you won't see it. And then guys, over there, that will be our manifold. And once again, all the conduit 90s need to be above the level of the concrete, just sticking out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to backfill all of this in. The homeowner wants to put some gravel on top of it because he has plenty of gravel. And then once that's all done, we'll compact it down, and then we will put our poly down. Alright guys, we're now going to start with grading. So for this, we're going to put dirt in, we're going to wet it down, and then we're going to compress it. This is a relatively straightforward job. You don't need any experience to do it. So really quickly, what we'll do now is the tools list. Alright guys, our tools list. So we have a rake, we have a shovel, We have a hose with water, and then we have our 10 by 10 tamper. Guys, this is all we need for this job. So let's get started. Alright guys, to do this, all you need to do is just get it wet. You don't need to get the ground soaking wet, but get it wet enough where you have water sitting on top just a little bit. This will also depend on what type of ground you have. We have a lot of rocks here. But get it nice and wet, and then we'll start to tamp it down. So guys, I've already done this section here, and then we're just moving across this way here. And now tamp it all over and just keep working your way across. Guys, you need to get it wet to help compress it down more easily. Alright guys, you get the idea. There's nothing really that you need to know when it comes to doing this. So we'll come back once everything is all done, ready to go. We're actually going to do this in parts. We're going to start to put gravel over there as I get this other stuff in. Guys, the gravel, once again, is purely on the homeowner. He wants to do that. I have no problems with it. He has it on hand and he wants to give it a good home. Alright guys, so I've spread out the gravel. I've tamped it all down. So we've done about half the room right now, but this should go pretty quick here. Everything is looking good, and guys, once we're all done with this, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put down our poly. Alright guys, this is our material in our tools list. So we have our 6mm poly. I have tuck tape, a couple rolls of acoustical sealant. For tools, silicone gun, and a laser. Guys, this is all we need for this job, so let's get started. Alright, I've set up the laser. So the laser is higher than my finished elevation. So this is the black line, and then our laser line is a little bit higher. So the difference between the two is 1.5 inches. So what I'm looking for is from my laser to my gravel, I want about 3.5 inches. And as we go across, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in different places and see where we are. So for high spots, tamp it down. For low spots, we'll have to add a little bit more. Like this area here is a little bit low right now. This area here is a little bit high. Alright, for those of you who do not have the luxury of a laser like I do, if I was just to use a piece of wood, what I would do is I would go from here to the other plate. Once again, from the bottom of the wood to the line, I'd measure that down, and then I would just add the difference in for the elevation of the slab, and then I would do it like that. But I have a laser, so that is not necessary. But that is the alternative for you guys that don't have a cross laser like I do. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go around the room, level everything off, and then we'll get started on poly once that's all done. Alright, so that is about level now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go measure off and bring back a piece of poly and then get it into position. Alright guys, so that concludes part 1 of this project. So really it's dig everything out, get your water pipe where you want them, and then backfill everything. I mean, it's relatively straightforward, there's not much to it. But you need to make sure that you level out everything so when you go to pour concrete, you have a uniform slab all the way across. The time on this part of the project, the time was about 10 hours. It was mostly digging and getting things into position and then backfilling. There's nothing really technical here. The cost of this part of the project, the cost was about $60. Most of that is the pipe, and then the conduit 90s is a little bit on top. But guys, by doing it this way, you're going to minimize fittings and then maximize the life of your water pipe, especially with it being under slab. At least you're not going to be subject to freezing in this case, because all the walls here are exterior, and nowadays you're not allowed to come up in an exterior wall. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope something here is going to help you on your project when you need to go ahead and do that. Guys, until part 2, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next part.